A man can climb a 300-meter tall building using just a pair of gloves. Unfortunately, halfway up the gloves ran out of power. He is also the fastest man in the country, able to assemble a submachine gun in only 3 seconds. On this day he called his grandmother. While they were talking, grandmother noticed her assistant had been kidnapped. The man told grandmother not to panic, hurry to hide under the bed to buy time. But when she turned around she saw a man. The kidnapper told the man to exchange his grandmother for 2 rare gems. He only gave the man 3 days. At critical moments it's always good brothers who help. Several of them learned that a thief named Iron Man most likely knew the whereabouts of the gems, but he was going to be transferred to the maximum security prison tomorrow, so they prepared to hijack the prisoner transport vehicle. They drove behind the prisoner transport vehicle. The man leaped and climbed onto the prisoner transport vehicle, drilled a small hole on the roof, then stepped hard, successfully rescued Iron Man. After rescuing Iron Man, the man began to ask about the gem's whereabouts. Iron Man said one gem was in the hands of a billionaire, the other gem was in a temple. After learning the whereabouts of the 2 gems, they prepared to go to the billionaire first. The billionaire's house was heavily guarded. An invitation was needed to enter the rich man's house, so they set their sights on a pharmaceutical businessman. He often attended the billionaire's parties. He must have an invitation. The man learned that the pharmaceutical businessman's room was on the 71st floor. Immediately set off for the destination. He climbed the building with special gloves, but halfway up, the gloves ran out of power. He fell from more than the 30th floor back to the 1st floor. Finally, the man put on a waiter's uniform, came to the pharmaceutical businessman's room to look for the invitation. Just then, the pharmaceutical businessman returned. He thought the man was a narcotics policeman, turned around and ran. Although the pharmaceutical businessman managed to escape, the woman successfully got the invitation. The next day they came to the billionaire's party, only to find that the rich man who owned the gem was actually a woman. The man decided to use his charm to steal the gem. He found the wealthy woman, said he would take her to a place where no one was around, to show her his skills. But the wealthy woman turned around, took him to a room. As soon as the man entered the room he saw 2 strong men. The wealthy woman had already seen through the man, told him to confess his purpose for being there, otherwise she would electrocute him like a sausage. At the critical moment, the woman seemed to be possessed by a god, fighting 8 people at once. He told the woman to finish off the rest, while he chased the wealthy woman, but he was 1 step too late. The wealthy woman had already boarded a helicopter. At the critical moment, he grabbed the iron chain on the plane. Unfortunately, he was not Superman. When the wealthy woman saw how persistent the man was, she was moved. She got off the plane to deal with the man personally, but before she could make a move, his teammates arrived just in time. When the wealthy woman saw she couldn't win, she gave the gem to the man. Next was the 2nd gem. Several of them came to the temple. The man ran as fast as he could, avoiding direct attacks from all mechanisms, but his back was pierced like a hedgehog. At this moment his foot was stuck by a mechanism. At the same time, a huge boulder fell from the sky. Fortunately, the place was really dilapidated due to age. The 2nd gem was finally obtained. Finally came the part where they exchanged the gems for grandmother, and the mastermind behind all this was actually Iron Man. Legend had it that whoever obtained the 2 gems could achieve immortality. When he successfully assembled the gems, a divine light fell from the sky. It seemed the legend was actually true. It turned out the police had arrived. The light came from the drones in the sky.